Hey, Kevin here, Skylabs, doing another video. Today we've got a fun one for you. This is going to be a shootout between two entry-level Phono preamps done blindfolded. Stick around, you're going to want to see this one. It's going to be fun. Okay, first let's break down the test and how we did the test. And really, over the last couple weeks, we just had a few customers that had some extra time. They were willing to sit down and take a quick audio test and give us some feedback on what they heard. These are both very entry-level preamps. One retails for $70, which is the tube Fosi preamp, and then the other one retails for $10, which is a Kinter Phono preamp. And the rest of the equipment we used for this test was the two U-turn Orbit Plus turntables, both matching cartridges. Those two turntables went into this AB box that I made for this purpose. Both inputs have potentiometers on them to level the playing field by that extra resistor, and then they go into the AccuPhase E202 into the auxiliary 1 and 2 input. And from there, we're using a pair of Sennheiser headphones. Another thing, the people that took the test did not know what they were being tested on. All they knew was there was an AB box in front of them, and they were able to switch between audio 1 and audio 2. We concealed the record labels, so they didn't know if the records were the same or if they were different. We also concealed the Phono preamps, so they did not know that there were two separate preamps. The records we used were two brand new Fleetwood Mac Rumors records of the same pressing. I literally took them straight off the shelf, opened them up, and put them on the turntables. So there's no difference between the records at all. And for the people taking the test, like I say, these were 7 people. A couple people I knew, a couple good customers, and then a couple people that I had just met for the first time. And you know, why we would have liked to have gotten more people to take the test. Once again, this is just for fun. This is nothing to get too worried about. I like the idea of getting random people's opinions on audio equipment in a blind test that is unbiased. I think it's a really good way to just get a general idea of what something sounds like or what it's going to sound like. And I think we achieved that with this test. All right, so on audio input number 1 was the Fosi audio. This is the, I think I'm saying that right, Fosi audio or Fosi audio. This is the tube preamplifier, and it does have 3 stages of gain. It's got a 39 dB, 42 dB, and 45 dB. And I actually had it on 39 because even at 39, it had more gain than the Kinter did. So I actually had to, I put this on the 39 dB and then attenuated the input via the AB box that I made. The odd thing about the Fosi audio box is it's got a 3.5 input or a mini on the front, and then it's got regular RCA inputs on the back. I don't know why they would do that, but well, whatever. Interesting. The other thing about the Fosi audio, I'm not sure how much these tubes are doing in all reality. I know there have been some guitar pedals in the past made that have a tube in it that really isn't even in the circuit. People reverse engineered them and figured out that that tube really isn't doing anything but looking good. We didn't reverse engineer this thing. I didn't even open it up. The only thing I did do was pull these tubes out and see if I could still pass audio through it, and I couldn't. So for whatever that's worth to you, they do not function without the tubes. So hopefully those tubes are being utilized somehow. As far as construction goes of the two units, I mean, they're decent. You know, it's nothing stands out as being bad or problematic. You have to remember too, you know, this is a $10 Phono preamp. You can't really expect all that much. It really has the same footprint of the Pile preamp too, by the way. I would say this is a knockoff. If I were to open this up and compare boards, I would say this probably has the exact same board in it as the Pile preamp. The Fosi, I don't know how much of the weight of this is from the front faceplate. You know, it does look nice. Tubes always look good. They give you a nice warm glow. They put some LEDs under there, kind of like Macintosh does, to even illuminate the tubes even more. So from a looks perspective, obviously the Fosio wins hands down. But as far as construction goes, they look good to me. I don't see any reason, you know, especially for 10 bucks. I don't even think you can get, you know, a dinner at a fast food restaurant for 10 bucks anymore. So the other thing about Phono preamps, because we do get a lot of people that come in to purchase turntables. We've been selling U-turn turntables for a while, and I never order them with preamps in it for that reason right there. In that, I usually tell people, if you end up getting a receiver or an amplifier down the road that has a really good phono preamp in it, you don't want to be stuck with the one that's in the turntable. You know, buy an external phono preamp just so you can get it out of the equation if you do down the road upgrade your receiver or amplifier to something that has a phono preamp. You know, a $10 phono preamp is nothing, and most likely as good as whatever phono preamp, you know, they're putting into a turntable. So that's just my opinion. I haven't done A/B testing on that. Maybe we'll do that at some point, but in my opinion, keep the phono preamps out of the turntable for that reason. So anyway, yeah, just take that for what it's worth. No big deal. Yeah, and one other thing on the Fosi audio, when I did add more gain, when I went from 39 to 42 to 45 dB, it really did step up the noise. I mean, it was quite audible. You know, the noise floor came up with it. So you'll have to play with that yourself, see how it sounds in your system. But if it were up to me, I'd probably try and leave it on that 39, because you're really just boosting noise out of this thing. So, all right, and the people that took the test, we had 7 of them. They were from a pretty wide age range. All 7 said they did currently own a turntable. There were 6 questions regarding sound and a place to write in additional notes. We did ask the people that took the test whether or not they thought they were an audiophile, and 3 of the 4 said yes. The first question was better bass. Which one has more? And we gave them 4 options, which was either 1, 2, the same, or unknown. And we had 1 person say they liked the first one better. We had 1 person say they liked the second one better. And then we had 5 people that thought they were the same. So kind of a dead heat there. For the mid-range, we gave them the same options. And nobody picked number 1. We had 2 people pick number 2. We had 3 people say that they were the same, and we had 2 people that said they didn't know. For treble, once again, same thing. We had 1 person say that they liked the treble and number 1 better. We had 3 people say they liked number 2 better. We had 3 people say they were the same, and nobody said they didn't know. For dynamic range, nobody picked number 1. 2 people picked number 2. We had 4 people say they were the same, and we had 1 person say they didn't know. Another question we asked them was, which unit sounds better? And the response was 0 for 1. 4 people picked number 2. 3 people said they were the same, and nobody picked I don't know. The next question was, how much of a difference is there between both of these? The options for response were a little, a medium, and a ton. We had 6 people say there was very little. We had 1 person say there was a medium amount. The last question we asked them was either one louder? We had 3 people pick number 2, and we had 4 people pick the same. So in conclusion, even though the results show the Kinter maybe squeaked out a little bit better, I did take the test, you know, knowing what was which, and I really couldn't hear that much of a difference at all, if anything. And I really tried. I wanted to hear a difference. I really couldn't. But this is just a fun test. This isn't anything that needs to be anything more than that. Either one of these preamps is just fine if you're wanting to connect a turntable to an amplifier that doesn't have a phono preamp in it, and you got kind of a small budget to get the job done. If you want a little bit of eye candy or audio jewelry, grab the Fosi. It's got a cool look to it. I wouldn't buy it for sound improvement. Honestly, I would just grab a cheap $10 Kinter. I don't think there's any difference. If you ever are in West Des Moines and you are in the store, ask us if we're doing a test. I'll give you a little bit of a discount or a sticker or something, and it's just fun and it helps us out. Hopefully we're going to be doing more tests like this, and it's a fun way to participate if you would like to do that. A lot of times I don't ask people because, you know, I feel like it's intrusive. So anyway, if you're in the store and you want to take the test, say something. And then last and not least, we do have links to both these products with Amazon affiliations, in that if you do go through our links, we will get a small commission on it, which really helps the channel, allows us to buy products like this so we can do tests on it unbiased, because neither of these were given to us by the company. We have no skin in the game about what we say about them, and that's the way I'd like to keep it. So hope you guys liked the video, and I really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. This has been a really good time for me, and we'll see you in the next one. Awesome. Thank you. Bye.